Every year, doctors write millions of prescriptions with the promise of protecting health. But hidden inside that promise is a dangerous truth. Some of the most common pills handed to seniors may actually weaken the very organ they're meant to protect, the heart. These aren't rare or experimental drugs. They're medications found in almost every medicine cabinet. Pills for reflux, for pain, for cholesterol, for blood pressure. And yet, leading cardiologists and heart surgeons now warn that when taken long-term or without careful monitoring, they can quietly drain nutrients, stiffen arteries, trigger dangerous rhythms, and even raise the risk of heart failure. The shocking part? According to the American Heart Association, more than 70% of adults over 60 take at least one of these drugs every single day. Most assume side effects are just aging, when in reality, the pill itself may be the silent culprit. Hello, friends, and welcome to Senior Tech Guide. This is the channel where we make complex topics, whether it's technology or your health, simple and easy to understand. The information you've just heard is serious, and in this video, we'll reveal 7 pills that could be destroying senior hearts. Each one is backed by research, and each one is hiding risks most patients never hear in the doctor's office. And don't miss number 2. It's one of the most prescribed pills in the world, and the side effects may shock you. Now let's get started. Acid reflux pills. They're in almost every senior's medicine cabinet. Acid reflux pills, the ones doctors hand out for heartburn or GERD, are among the most commonly prescribed drugs in the world. At first glance, they seem harmless. They stop the burn in your chest and make eating more comfortable. But here's the shocking truth. Long-term use of these pills can quietly damage your heart. Here's why. Acid reflux pills work by blocking stomach acid. But stomach acid isn't just a nuisance. It's essential for absorbing minerals like magnesium and vitamins like B12. Studies from the Mayo Clinic and American Journal of Medicine have shown that when stomach acid is shut down for too long, magnesium levels plummet. And when magnesium is low, your heart's electrical system becomes unstable. That's when dangerous problems like palpitations, irregular rhythms, and even sudden cardiac arrest can strike. It doesn't stop there. Research from Stanford University revealed that seniors taking these pills long-term had a 20% higher risk of heart attack compared to those not on them. Yet shockingly, a Johns Hopkins review found that nearly half of seniors taking acid reflux pills didn't even need them anymore. The prescription just kept getting renewed. So what's the safer path? For many, simple changes like avoiding late-night meals, losing a little weight around the waist, and cutting back on alcohol reduce reflux naturally. And if medicine is still needed, short-term options exist that don't strip away your heart's fuel. The bottom line? What looks like a quick fix for heartburn can slowly weaken the very organ you're trying to protect.
Now, let's move on. 6. Painkillers. They sit in almost every kitchen drawer. Bottles of ibuprofen, naproxen, and other painkillers. Seniors take them for arthritis, back pain, sore knees, or headaches. They seem harmless because they're available over the counter. But what many don't realize is that these common pills can silently strain and even damage the heart. Here's how. Painkillers reduce inflammation by blocking certain enzymes in the body. But those same enzymes also protect the heart and blood vessels. When they're shut down, blood pressure rises, blood becomes thicker, and the arteries stiffen. According to the American Heart Association, regular use of ibuprofen or naproxen increases the risk of heart attack or stroke, especially in adults over 60. One large Danish study followed over 100 people and found that seniors taking these pills daily had a 31% higher chance of cardiac arrest compared to those who didn't. Even short-term use can be risky. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic warned that just a week of high-dose painkillers may be enough to trigger heart rhythm changes in vulnerable patients. The cruel twist? Many seniors believe these pills are safer than prescription drugs because they're just over-the-counter. But that false sense of security can lead to daily use and cumulative heart damage. Safer approaches include alternating with acetaminophen for mild pain, using heat or cold therapy, or asking your doctor about lower-dose, heart-safe alternatives. And if painkillers are absolutely necessary, doctors recommend the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible time. And this is just the beginning, because the next pill on our list doesn't just raise blood pressure. It can quietly set the stage for something far worse. 5. Diabetes pills. For millions of seniors, diabetes pills are a daily lifeline. They help lower blood sugar, reduce complications, and keep energy steady. But some of these drugs, particularly older ones like rosiglitazone, come with a hidden cost: serious damage to the heart. Rosiglitazone was once hailed as a breakthrough for type 2 diabetes, but within just a few years, studies began to reveal a darker story. Research published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that patients taking it faced a 43% higher risk of heart attack and a significant increase in heart failure hospitalizations. The FDA eventually issued strong warnings, but not before millions of seniors had already been exposed. The danger lies in how these drugs work. They make the body more sensitive to insulin, but at the same time, they can cause fluid retention, increase blood pressure, and put extra strain on the heart muscle. For a senior with already weakened arteries, that extra stress can tip the balance toward heart failure. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association tracked thousands of seniors and confirmed that long-term use of rosiglitazone was linked to higher cardiovascular deaths. And yet, in some parts of the world, this pill, or others like it in the same family, is still prescribed. The safer path? Newer diabetes drugs, such as SGLT2 inhibitors, have actually been shown to protect the heart while lowering blood sugar. Lifestyle interventions, daily walking, reducing refined carbs, and building muscle strength can also dramatically improve blood sugar control without adding extra stress to the heart. It's a powerful reminder. Not all progress in medicine is truly progress. Some miracle pills may end up creating more problems than they solve. And if that shocks you, wait until you hear about the next pill, because it's prescribed not just for one condition, but for dozens. And the damage it does to the heart is often disguised as normal aging.
4. Steroids. Steroids are often prescribed to seniors for arthritis flare-ups, asthma, autoimmune diseases, or even skin conditions. Pills like prednisone can feel like a miracle. Swelling goes down, pain eases, and breathing improves. But hidden behind those quick results is a heavy toll on the heart. Steroids make the body retain salt and water. That extra fluid doesn't just cause swollen ankles, it increases blood pressure and forces the heart to pump harder. Over time, this constant strain thickens the heart muscle and stiffens the arteries, creating the perfect setup for heart failure. A large study published in the British Medical Journal found that seniors using steroids long-term were 2 times more likely to develop cardiovascular disease than those who didn't. Even short bursts taken for just a few weeks have been linked to spikes in blood pressure and dangerous rhythm changes. The risks don't end there. Steroids raise blood sugar, increase cholesterol, and weaken bones, all of which make the heart's job harder. For seniors already juggling multiple conditions, this cocktail of side effects can be devastating. Doctors often prescribe steroids because they provide rapid relief, but experts now emphasize caution. Non-steroidal options, physical therapy, or targeted lifestyle changes may provide safer long-term solutions without overloading the heart. What feels like short-term relief can quietly turn into long-term damage, especially when the heart is already vulnerable. 3. Heart rhythm pills. It sounds almost ironic. Pills prescribed to correct irregular heartbeats can, in certain cases, make the problem worse. Drugs like amiodarone or flecainide are powerful antiarrhythmics, often given to seniors with atrial fibrillation or other rhythm disorders. But these same medications can quietly weaken the very heart they are meant to stabilize. Amiodarone, for example, can slow the heartbeat too much, leading to extreme fatigue, dizziness, and fainting spells. It also builds up in tissues over time, creating toxic effects that don't always appear right away. Research in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology has linked long-term amiodarone use with increased risk of heart block and worsening heart failure in vulnerable seniors. Flecainide, another common option, can be dangerous in patients with existing heart disease. The cardiac arrhythmia suppression trial revealed that drugs in this class could actually increase the risk of sudden death when given to patients with prior heart attacks. What began as a treatment ended up becoming a threat. For some patients, these drugs are necessary, but for others, the risks outweigh the benefits. Today, cardiologists often turn to newer rhythm control strategies, such as catheter ablation, or rely on safer medications in carefully selected cases. The lesson is sobering. Even pills designed specifically for the heart can, under the wrong conditions, put it in greater danger. Blood pressure pills. Beta blockers and similar blood pressure medications have saved countless lives. They slow the heart rate, lower blood pressure, and reduce strain on the arteries. For many seniors, they are considered essential. But here's the paradox. In certain older adults, these pills may do more harm than good. By slowing the heartbeat too much, beta blockers can reduce the amount of blood and oxygen reaching vital organs. Seniors often report dizziness, fatigue, or feeling faint, symptoms that are easily mistaken for normal aging. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that older patients on beta blockers after a heart attack had no clear survival benefit if they had no other heart conditions, yet they faced higher risks of bradycardia, falls, and hospitalizations. Another issue is how these drugs interact with age. As the heart muscle naturally weakens, beta blockers can tip the balance toward heart failure by preventing the heart from pumping forcefully enough.
Research from the European Heart Journal showed that frail seniors taking beta blockers were more likely to develop heart failure compared to younger, stronger patients on the same medication. Doctors still prescribe them widely, often as a blanket treatment, but experts now stress the importance of tailoring these pills carefully to each patient. Lifestyle interventions, such as walking, reducing salt intake, and strengthening leg muscles, can lower blood pressure naturally without slowing the heart to dangerous levels. What was once considered a gold standard for heart protection is now being questioned, especially for seniors whose hearts can't afford to be slowed down any further.
1. Cholesterol pills. Statins, the most prescribed cholesterol-lowering drugs in the world. Names like atorvastatin or simvastatin are familiar to millions of seniors, taken daily with the promise of protecting arteries and preventing heart attacks. But hidden beneath that promise are risks many patients never hear about, and they go straight to the heart itself. Statins work by blocking cholesterol production in the liver, but in the process, they also block the pathway that creates coenzyme Q10, a compound every heart cell needs to produce energy. Without enough CoQ10, the heart muscle tires easily, leading to weakness, fatigue, and in some cases, heart failure. A study in the American Journal of Cardiology reported that long-term statin use was consistently associated with reduced CoQ10 levels and impaired heart muscle function in older adults. Muscle breakdown is another danger. While many know statins can cause leg or back pain, few realize that in rare but severe cases, this muscle damage extends to the heart itself. Research from the European Heart Journal has linked statin-induced muscle problems to impaired cardiac performance, especially in seniors already battling frailty. The controversy doesn't end there. A large analysis in the BMJ found that while statins lower cholesterol, the absolute benefit for preventing heart attacks in older adults was smaller than most expect. Yet the risks of side effects, including diabetes and muscle decline, were higher. That doesn't mean statins are always bad for high-risk patients. They can be life-saving. But for seniors with borderline cholesterol, the balance may tilt the other way, silently trading heart strength for numbers on a lab report. What was meant to protect the heart may, in certain seniors, slowly erode its power from within.